Please be advised that FATV is conducting audio and video recording of this meeting for public broadcast. I ask that anyone in the audience who is recording this meeting please stand and identify themselves to the record by stating your name and address. Seeing none, Councillor Walsh, would you please lead us in the salute to the flag?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Before we call the roll, I would just like to note one last time for the viewing public and the audience present that we have our two councillors-elect, Derek Cruz and Sally Cragen, with us on the bench tonight. They are shadowing in preparation for their role next year. They are not councillors yet and will not be voting or participating in deliberation. But we are glad to have them here. That said, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Councillor Walsh. Here. President Zarella.
Here.
Councillor Boschman.
Present.
Councillor Kuchar.
Here.
Councillor Di Natale.
Here.
Councillor Fleming.
Here.
Councillor Green.
Here.
Councillor Hughes.
Here.
Councillor Schultz.
Here.
Councillor Squalia.
Present.
Councillor Van Hazinga.
Here.
Thank you very much. The public had been advised to contact the clerk's office regarding any comments of no more than 2 minutes, and none have been brought to our attention. If there is anyone in the audience who wishes to speak to any item on the agenda, please approach the podium, identify the agenda item you'd like to speak on, and you may speak for not more than 2 minutes. Seeing none, we have here with us this evening Representative Mike Kushmerek, who has some citations he would like to present.
Thank you, President Zarella. I appreciate the opportunity to present these citations. It's no small feat when someone steps up to serve their community at any level. Public service is something we need much more of from every corner of our community and our government. And it's an additional step forward when someone decides to step into elected office. And I don't think most folks understand the, kind of the personal toll it can take, but also the time commitment that it is. That, it's not just every meeting, every other Tuesday. It's really taking the opportunity to dive in and get to know not only your constituents, but the community in a whole new way. And, we have two individuals who have stepped forward, and one who has served in elected office for nearly a decade to the city, and another who stepped forward right in the middle of a global pandemic and stepped in to fill a vacancy on the council. And it's just incredible when we have those individuals who are willing to step up and serve their community and represent members on their community. And so I want to take the opportunity to personally thank Councillor Beth Walsh and Councillor Tom Hughes. And I have citations from the Commonwealth signed by the Speaker of the House that I'd like to present this evening. I'd like to present these each individually, and if I could, I'd like to invite both President Zarella, and we'll start with Councillor Walsh if we could, and then we'll move to Councillor Hughes. And I'm joined by Mayor Di Natale, and just, again, thrilled to be able to recognize these individuals. Councillor Walsh is someone who I've known since I was 17 years old, and it started as my professor in the classroom and became a peer on this body. And so the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the House of Representatives, be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to Councillor Elizabeth Walsh in recognition of your commitment and dedication to serving the residents of Ward 6 and the city of Fitchburg for these past 5 years on the council, but I know that's not reflective of your many years of community service and elected service before this. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all endeavors, given this 21st day of December 2021 at the State House in Boston, signed by Ronald Mariano, Speaker of the House, and offered by myself, Michael Kushmerek, State Representative. Councillor Walsh.
Speech, Beth, speech.
Mayor, you want to present your...
Counselor, thank you for your service from 2016 to 2021. And be it here by known to all of the city of Fitchburg, offers its sincerest congratulations to Elizabeth Walsh in recognition of your dedicated service to the city of Fitchburg's residents and Ward 6 as Ward 6 counselor. And again, the entire citizenry extends its very best wishes on this memorable occasion and expresses the hope for continued good fortune. Congratulations, and thank you for putting yourself out there, because we know it's not easy. Thank you. All right. Speech.
I just want to thank the administration, the mayor's office, Representative Kushmerek, all of my fellow councilors. It's been an honor to serve with all of you. I think that the city of Fitchburg is incredibly lucky to have the administration that we have, the department heads that we have, all of these people representing Fitchburg here, and a city council that I have been honored to serve with. So thank you very much for making my time on the council incredibly enjoyable and just an amazing time for me. So thank you very much.
All right, and next I'd like to invite Councillor Hughes to join us. It's uncomfortable, isn't it, when you have to step outside from the other side of the desk? I'm not used to speaking at this mic. So, Councillor Hughes, again, thank you for, this is particularly personal for me too, for both of these individuals, one with such a long personal and professional history together, and the other, you filled the vacancy on my seat. You stepped up and stepped in immediately after I stepped down for state office, and so thank you for being such a wonderful steward of the seat and such a wonderful representative in our city. So the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the House of Representatives, be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to Councillor Thomas Hughes in recognition of your commitment and dedication to serving the residents of the city of Fitchburg. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all endeavors. Given this 21st day of December 2021 at the State House in Boston, Massachusetts, issued by Ronald Mariano, Speaker of the House, and offered by myself, State Representative.
Tommy, I'm not going to read the citation. You know what it says. I just want to say that he may no longer be on the council, but I'm already tapping into his talents and his continued commitment to the city of Fitchburg. So Tommy's going to be noted for being on probably 15 different committees or commissions. And he's put himself out there. He's told me he wants to continue to make a difference in the city, and we couldn't be happier about that. So I'll be utilizing his talents and his partnership in the community certainly in the future. That's it. That is. That's right. That's right. So congratulations, Tommy. Want to say something?
Thank you. I want to say thank you to my colleagues on the council for giving me an opportunity to work with you and to work alongside you on many different issues that affect the constituents in our city. To the president, to the vice president, and to all of you, I really, really appreciate the confidence that you displayed in me. I've developed some meaningful relationships, and I hope that these relationships will continue as we continue to move the aggressive agenda forward that has been set forth by the leadership of our city. Thank you, Mayor Di Natale, for your support. I really, really appreciate it. And to Representative Kuchmarek, thank you again. But I want to say, and I want to serve notice to all of us tonight, as General MacArthur said, I shall return. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you to Rep. Kuchmarek, and to both of my colleagues. You will be succeeded on the council, but never replaced. That said, we have the report of the Appointments Committee. Councillor Kuchar.
Thank you, Mr. President. Earlier this evening, the Appointments Committee met, and we took up a couple of, one reappointment and two new appointments. First, the reappointment was for Chief Ernest Martineau, term to expire December 3rd, 2024. That was resoundingly unanimous. The next were two appointments, both terms to expire January 5th of 2025. Ms. Shara Osgood and Mr. Samuel Luxama, both were unanimous.
Make a motion, we accept.
Second.
I have a motion and second. Speaking on the motion, if there is no objection, we'll take this by unanimous consent. Seeing none, it is approved. Swearing in now for chief or someone?
Asked me to do these two,
Okay, excellent. Gotcha.
but I can if we need to.
So we are going to hold the swearing in of Chief Martineau until we do the swearing in ceremonies for his two officers a little bit further down on the agenda. We now have a report of the Committee on Records. Councillor Hughes.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, at this time, our records appear to be in order. Thank you.
Make a motion, we accept.
Second.
I have a motion and second. If there is no objection, we'll take this by unanimous consent. Seeing none, it is approved. We have communications from His Honor the Mayor, a reappointment of Mr. Jorge Rodriguez to the Fitchburg Council on Aging, term to expire June 1st, 2023. New appointment to Commissioner of the Department of Public Works to complete the term of former DPW Commissioner Nicholas Bossanetto, which expires July 3rd, 2022, of Mr. Nicholas J. Erickson, P.E. Those will both be sent to the Appointments Committee. And then we have two promotion letters, which do not require a vote of the council. Police Officer James S. McCall to the rank of Permanent Police Sergeant, and Sergeant Daniel K. Bellafato to the rank of Permanent Police Lieutenant. Chief Martineau, if you would like to say a few words.
I would. First and foremost, Mr. President, I would like to thank you and the council for allowing my department to utilize this as a venue to recognize the hard work that goes into being promoted in our department. A lot goes into it, and this is an opportunity for these men that are getting promoted tonight to come here with their families and really celebrate a momentous time in their professional career as police officers. I couldn't be happier with the two promotions tonight, Lieutenant Dan Bellafato and Sergeant James McCall, two exceptional leaders. I look forward to their guidance for our younger police officers, and I couldn't be happier to have submitted their letters to the mayor for consideration for promotion. So that being said, I really, from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to thank you for allowing me to use this venue in that fashion.
It is our privilege, Chief. Madam Clerk?
Raise your right hand and repeat after me to take an oath. I do solemnly promise and swear
I do solemnly and promise to swear
that I will faithfully and impartially,
that I will faithfully and impartially,
and to the best of my knowledge and ability,
and to the best of my knowledge and ability,
perform and discharge
perform and discharge
all the duties
all the duties
incumbent on me
incumbent on me
as a permanent police sergeant
as a permanent police sergeant
for the city of Fitchburg,
for the city of Fitchburg.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Before I move on, I just need to, many of you know Sergeant McCall is the head coach at Fitchburg High School, and his Red Raiders right now are playing Wachusett. So as soon as this is done, he's going to run up there and do his second duties, but, you know, we couldn't ask for, you know, we're so lucky to have him in these dual roles here, so congratulations, Sergeant.
Thank you, boss.
Lieutenant?
I can have you raise your right hand to take an oath and repeat after me. I do solemnly promise and swear
I do solemnly promise and swear
that I will faithfully and impartially,
that I will faithfully and impartially,
and to the best of my knowledge and ability,
and to the best of my knowledge and ability,
perform and discharge
perform and discharge
all the duties incumbent upon me
incumbent upon me
as a permanent police lieutenant
as a permanent police lieutenant
for the city of Fitchburg,
for the city of Fitchburg.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
At this time, if family members like to take pictures with their newly appointed, please step up.
Yes, yes.
I gotta get James up to the high school, so.
I'm going to ask all the counselors behind the raised portion of the bar to step aside, just so we're not photobombing.
Here, I'll take the pictures for you guys. And you guys, yeah, face that way, and you guys can share these. No, that's it. Excellent. Congratulations. Lieutenant, you want me to take
Hi, look over here. Do you see Katie? Hi.
Anybody else want? Dan, you want any others? No?
Take your time, take as many as you like.
Okay, thank you.
We decided now was a good time. Yeah. Congratulations.
No problem. And
We're swearing him in, right? I think we should swear him in. Yes, I do, for formality. Yeah. Are you good with that? Okay. Ask if he wants to be sworn in, I think. I think yes. I think yes. You don't want just for formality?
The things you remember.
I don't think you do.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Well, then we're just glad to have you stick
Y'all ready for
around.
Christmas?
Oh,
I'm not. No Christmas this year. Humbug.
handshake.
Some do and some don't.
I think that's everything said,
I thought so, but,
Yeah.
you know,
I'll confirm, and if necessary,
yeah.
I'll drag them in.
it's not like there's going to be.
Yeah, I tried to shake someone's hand today, and she's like, no, no, no.
I think he's still going to do
Oh,
the
yeah,
job.
that's right.
We have to swear the truth in.
I'm pretty sure he will perform a discharge whether he is promised to or not.
Thank you, Marcus, for
I
having
think it's
that out.
implicit.
Yeah.
Ooh. I almost got the phone here. Forget about it again. Oh, do not disturb. Larry on.
you already disturbed enough.
Call my house. Let's see.
Huh?
See if my phone's on. I think it is. No, it's on. Call it and see if you get it.
All right. Congratulations to our newly promoted officers. And next, we have a communication from the Fitchburg Retirement Board, the 2022 calendar year budget, which, if there is no objection, we will waive reading and place on file in the clerk's office.
President, do we have to swear in the
Swear in the
chief?
chief?
No,
oh,
we actually just had that discussion.
Oh, okay.
But thank you for the reminder. I did think so myself until we conferred. So no objection, placed on file with the clerk's office.
No
Okay,
objection.
excellent. I'm sorry, was that an objection or a no objection?
No objection.
Okay, excellent, just making sure. Report of the Finance Committee, Councilor Gianatali.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you for filling in for me last week,
No problem.
the chair.
Oh, actually, would you like me to?
If you don't mind, you were there.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, sure, please.
Yeah, I completely forgot.
I can do it, but you were there, so.
Yeah, sure. So last week, I chaired the Finance Committee in Councilor Gianatali's absence, and we took up a great number of items. If there is no objection, we will waive reading of the individual items and note that all were, I believe, unanimously adopted. Is there anyone wishing to speak on any specific item within the Finance Committee report? Seeing none, it is before the council.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and second to approve the recommendations of the Finance Committee. Speaking on the motion, if there is no objection, we'll take this by unanimous consent. Seeing no objection, it is approved. Orders, finance, just one. Ordered that 2/18/21, ordered that there be and hereby is appropriated the sum of $9,000, same to be charged against available funds and credited to facilities, repair and care, tax possession and maintenance. That will be sent to the Finance Committee. We have two ordinances in final reading, and we are going to take them separately. 18121 is an ordinance amending Chapter 44, Section 10 of the Code of the City of Fitchburg to update the salary matrix as discussed at the Council as a Whole Committee, and that is before the Council in its final reading.
Move to send to its final reading, enrolled, ordained, and advertised?
Second.
I have a motion and second. Councilor Brochman?
Which one are we voting on again, sir? I didn't hear you.
This is the matrix, the matrix itself.
18121.
Yep.
Mr. President, which one do I vote on when remember I asked that question? I don't want the pay raises. I don't believe in the pay raises.
So that would be 18221. That's the one that actually sets what step people are going to be fixed
Okay,
at.
all right, we'll go with that.
So 18121, I have a motion and second to pass it through its final reading and that it be enrolled, ordained, and advertised. Anyone speaking on the motion? Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Counselor Walsh.
Yes.
President Zarella.
Yes.
Counselor Boishman.
Yes.
Counselor Kuchar.
Yes.
Counselor Di Natale.
Yes.
Counselor Fleming.
Yes.
Counselor Green.
Yes.
Counselor Hughes.
Yes.
Counselor Schultz.
Yes.
Counselor Squalia.
Aye.
Counselor Van Hazinga.
Yes.
That is unanimous.
And that ordinance passes. We next have 18221, which is the table or roster assigning the actual grade and step of the police and fire chiefs. And we have Councillor Walsh.
I'd like to make, request an amendment to 18221 to move the police chief from step 10 to step 11.
Second.
I have a motion and second to amend. Speaking on the motion, Councillor Green.
Yes, and so I don't have any opposition to that, but I would like to hear, just for public record and considering that we have Calvin here, to talk about what exactly that means, just for transparency, moving up from step 10 to step 11 and what that means.
I have a motion on the, before the council at the moment.
I would be more than happy to withdraw my motion and allow Councillor Green to proceed with the
Thank you.
question.
In that case, Auditor Brooks, if you're willing.
Yes, Counselor, would you repeat your question?
Sure. Moving from step 10 to step 11, financially, what does that mean?
As I recall, the step 10, the step 10, the increase from step 10 to step 11 adds about $7,000 to the police chief's gross wages for the
Okay.
year.
And is that for our current and standing police chief?
That would be for the chief we have now at the step he would be now. If he were to leave tomorrow and we had appointed a new chief, that could be a different step, depending on what that new person's experience is.
Okay. I just want to make sure that that's for our standing police chief, moving from step 10 to 11, and that we're
Yes.
not essentially going to hire at a 10 and move right into an 11. Thank you.
And for the benefit of, I see you, Councillor Squalia, for the benefit of the public and the remainder of the council, could you just confirm for me as what we discussed, namely that this is not the result of any changed bargaining or negotiation, it's simply that it was meant to be step 11 in the first place and was
Yes, I believe.
just a small error?
It's correcting a misunderstanding that existed between what the police chief thought we were doing and what the city thought we were doing, and brings the police chief's pay into line with what we both kind of thought it would be. That's the way I would express it.
Excellent. So just to confirm, for anyone wondering, this is not an additional raise. This is simply a correction to the table so that it does what it was originally intended to do. Councillor Squalia.
That was just basically my question, is to ask the clarification of why it's adjusting now in our final vote, the increase in the step. Kind of, you were looking into the salary as Councillor Van Hazinga requested and had some further conversation to adjust it from step 10 to 11?
Yes. So as we put together the information that City Council had requested, we found that there had been this misunderstanding, and decided the best thing was to, rather than to let it linger, we just deal with it now, and it's settled, done.
Thank you. To the chair, is there any issue with amending the salary like this in a final reading without sending it to a first reading?
I'm glad you asked. Actually, I had this discussion with the city solicitor about a different ordinance a while back, a few weeks ago, and our shared understanding is that there is no issue, that the ordinance remains amendable until it is put through its final reading. Any further questions prior to motion? That said,
Then at this time, I would like to renew my motion to amend 18221 to move the chief's salary from step 10 to step 11.
Second.
all right, I have a renewed motion and second to make that amendment as stated on the motion. If there is no objection, we'll take this by unanimous consent.
I got one. I'm not going to vote for that.
Okay, there is an objection. In that case, all in favor? Aye. In opposition? One in opposition. Amendment passes 10-1.
Move 18221 be sent to its third and final reading as amended.
Second.
I have a motion and second to pass the amended ordinance through its final reading. Speaking on the motion,
On the motion, Mr. President?
Councilor Boschman.
I'm voting against this motion. I feel that these wages that we're paying both the chiefs and that is causing problems in City Hall. I get people that I know that have just as many men underneath them, and we don't pay any close things to them, what we're paying these people. Nothing at all. And they got big responsibilities. They have to know about the law, they have to know about EPA, they have to know about water, they have to know about wastewater treatment plan. They have just as many people underneath them. So I can't wholeheartedly pay these kind of wages, and plus that other communities that I checked into do not pay what we pay. So I don't think it's right. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair to people like Mr. Brooks, who's in charge of the budget, and he makes one big mistake, and we can have the state down on our necks, and it could affect our bond readings, these kind of wages. And that's how I feel. And I said it from the very beginning. I said it when Anthony was here, and all respect to the former chief of the fire department, it was only fair that I stick by my guns and that way. So I'm staying with my guns. I don't want to support this. I don't believe the pay should be this high. I'm sorry. I know they're very important. I know they worked hard, but a lot of other people, we don't pay it close as that. And the surrounding communities, like Leominster, does not pay what we pay. And I'll say again, we're not rich, and if it was you or I paying, we would go with the lowest possible price we can get if we were paying it out of our pockets. And that's how I look at it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. I would like to note, as we stated during the initial debate on this matter, that these are not, in fact, by and large, raises. This is a restructuring of the pay structure, but the actual wage being paid is not increasing to any substantial degree more than it would year over year under the existing structure. I do certainly understand my colleagues' concerns, but I do have to say, first of all, the police and fire departments are not equivalent to the other departments. In the normal course of business, none of the other departments are overseeing life and death situations or emergency situations. And surrounding communities don't have the same departmental structure that we do. It's not just a matter of comparing number of personnel or anything like that. There's dozens of variables, and I have to say, when I pay for a contractor of some sort out of pocket, I don't go with the lowest bidder that I can find, because that usually results in lower quality. I will try to save money where I can, but you have to pay for what you want to get. And I think that in these two departments, what we are getting is a bargain for the price we're paying. Councilor Schultz.
I don't know if it would help, but I was wondering if Councilor Boschman, are you objecting more to the $7,000 that's come up tonight? Because maybe Auditor Brooks could explain what the misunderstanding was.
Oh, no, I understand that, because me and Mr. Brooks, we already talked about it, and I already told him how I felt about the whole thing, about this whole
So
pay
you
scale.
know exactly what was involved with?
Yeah, yes, I do.
Councilors, I will just...
Sorry about that, sir.
No, it's quite all right. We've been somewhat lax on that rule in the past, but I would just like to remind everyone that when there's going to be dialogue between councilors, each councilor should wait to be recognized before responding. That said, have all been heard on this motion?
Mr. President. just
Councilor
one thing.
Brochman, for the second time.
I hear what you say, and I understand exactly what you say. But some of the positions that we talked about, that I mentioned, are very critical to the city, very critical. And in all fairness, some of these positions that some of these people have are life and death situation. Because if the quality of water is not good, many people throughout the city of Fitchburg could be taken sick. If we don't do the wastewater treatment plants right, we can get fined by the EPA for not obeying the laws. And I'm using those for an example. If Mr. Brooks doesn't do his job professionally and correctly, our bond rating can go down and everything else. So, in all fairness, a lot of people got the same amount of responsibility, but their pay is not as high. And I think, as a city councilor, that we're doing a great disharmony because and I'm not got nothing against the chiefs, nothing at all, but their jobs are just as important because they're dealing with the well-being of our safety out there. And so we don't recognize them, and that's my problem I'm having. And I'll stay by what I said before, and I don't want to repeat myself because I'll get yelled at for that too.
Thank you, Councilor. I have Councilor Di Natale.
I just want to say that it's been publicly stated tonight about certain department heads apparently that are not happy with their compensation, even though they were not named. I believe water and wastewater was thrown out there. So we need to be careful with this. Without naming names, it's clear who the counselor is either referencing or the department they're referencing. And I would say to those gentlemen or individuals that if they're not happy with what they make, take it up with their boss, which is not us. So every time we have a salary discussion, we all like to play the mayor in this scenario. We're not the mayor. They don't like their compensation, take it up with him. Because every time a department head complains to me about their pay, I tell them to walk away. I don't want to hear it. It's not up to me. And I'm not going to penalize these two for what someone in another department doesn't like what they're making. Apples and oranges. Apples and oranges. Don't care. Okay? So, what these gentlemen are making is more than fair. I hate these constant comparisons to other cities and towns. No city or town is the same, okay? Everything is a case-by-case basis. The only time I've ever had an issue with salaries is if there is a comparable level of experience, and yet one person's making 40 grand more than the other person. That's where I have a problem. Or, as last year, someone with 10 years of experience wants to get paid what someone with 42 had. That, to me, is off kilter. But in this case, not the case. And so I think we need to be cognizant of the fact that when we talk about individual salaries and fairness and comparisons, we are careful with what we say, and we also make it clear to anybody that we are not the people who set those salaries. There is a HR department, there is a finance director, there is the mayor. They report to him. They can take up their salary gripes with him or her. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Hughes.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to underscore what my colleague, Councilor Di Natale, said. I think it's unfair to almost pit the department heads against each other and get in the middle of any type of salary discussion, especially when it's not in our power to do anything about it. I think it's, almost it's in poor taste to do that, especially when we have no authority to do anything about it. So, and when we're talking about unity, bringing the city together and trying to get the best, put our best effort forward to build a city that's unified and cohesive, we want to make sure that we kind of be careful with those type of discussions. And I support tonight, these decisions. I wholeheartedly support them, and I appreciate the work that both of these gentlemen have done in their departments, past and present, and look forward to, as a private citizen, to continue working with both departments. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Councillor Walsh.
I would just like to say that the matter that's before us is not whether this position should make more than that position, or how do they compare with other department heads. The matter before us is whether these positions should be paid at this rate, and I am all in favor of that. We should make sure that we pay a rate that is going to draw people who are exceptional, and I think that these two gentlemen before us are exceptional, and we would want to keep them in these positions, so I would be in favor of this.
Thank you. Councillor Kuchar.
Thank you. Not to belabor the point that my colleague, Councillor Di Natale and Councillor Hughes make, but we do not set the pay. That's something for the mayor to do. But to comment on what other colleagues have said, I've gone through FEMA training, and when the you-know-what really hits the fan, it's the fire chief that's in control. Next up, it's the police chief. These two men have the most dangerous jobs in the city. You could say the water department, you could say wastewater department, but you know what? These guys are putting themselves on the line. You know what? It's non-starter of an argument. Thank you.
Thank you. I have Councillor Schultz speaking for the second time.
I'm just going to, emphasize what Councilor Cucci just said, that public safety is extremely important, and we should compensate the fire chief and the police chief accordingly. End of story. Thank you, Council President Zarella.
Thank you. If all have been heard, we have a motion and a second to pass this through its third and final reading, to be enrolled, ordained, and advertised. All in favor? Aye. In opposition? One in opposition. Ordinance passes 10-1. Next, we have an ordinance 21921, amending Chapter 44, Section 10 of the Code of the City of Fitchburg as most recently amended, to be further amended by adding thereto the following. Effective 12/1/21. An epidemiologist at $50 an hour, contact tracer supervisor $48 an hour, contact tracer / case investigator $32 an hour, and contact tracer part-time $30 an hour. That will be referred to finance. We have a petition to 2021, Councillor Marisa Fleming, to install barriers or guardrails at all culverts along Billings Road to mitigate any vehicles sliding into them. Markers have been placed, but once it snows, these markers are no longer visible. That will be referred to Public Works. And that concludes our agenda. I have one announcement. Ward 1 City Councilor Bernie Schultz is hosting a Ward 1 meeting on Monday, January 10th at 6:30 p.m. in the Fitchburg Legislative Building here, 700 Main Street. Police Chief Ernie Martineau and Health Department Director Steve Curry will make presentations and answer questions.
Motion to adjourn.
I have a motion.
I got one
Councilor Boschman.
announcement. I like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas in the city of Fitchburg from our councilors, and I also would like to say Merry Christmas to my fellow councilors. We may disagree, but we do have fun. Thank you.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a statement, please.
Go ahead.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I have just a thrilling announcement thing. I'm pleased to announce that the Fitchburg City Hall project is being awarded the 2021 Boston Society for Architecture Design Award. This award honors projects that represent critical values that advance architecture and its commitment to the importance of access in public buildings. City Hall project and our architects, Icon Architecture, are being recognized for accessible design. Early on, Icon created the tagline of City Hall for All, based on my administration's goal for an open and inviting building for constituents, residents, and visitors. This award reflects that the project team not only achieved that goal, but exceeded it. This award complements the prior two prestigious awards for the City Hall project, the Massachusetts Preservation Award and the New England Construction Management Award for renovation and modernization. Again, our thanks to Icon Architecture, Bond, and Colliers. We all have a great deal to be proud of. Thank you, everyone.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. That concludes.
To adjourn.
I have a motion.
Second.
Motion and second to adjourn. If there is no objection,
Sally.
we are adjourned, and Merry Christmas.
Because